back to Trans Guy Reacts. My name is Nick, and I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today I want to talk about the Thursday, May 30th games for the WNBA. I did not take notes for these games. I was busy, but I did watch most of them. And very interesting games. I would say the first game between Seattle Storm and Indiana Fever was what I expected. I expected the Seattle Storm to win that game. I didn't expect them to win by as much as they did, and Indiana Fever continued to show who they truly are, which is a team that has a really great offense but struggles with their defense and can't close the loop. Um, from what I saw, just Seattle just had everything together, especially at the end. I mean, before the even halftime, there was like some chatter between um, Clark and Victoria Vivians, and Vivians was traded from their team to make room for Clark, and she's not like a great like high point shooter at all, but she's a great defensive player. And they were having some words. I don't know what was said, but I think it was pretty funny, and they both got a double technical for it. And at that point, Fever were down like 6 points, and they continued to stay down. And the Seattle was in control of that game from jump. It was even kind of ridiculous at the end. Seattle Noelle Quinn took out her starters for the last like 3+ minutes and only had her bench playing, and Fever still couldn't get it together. They went on a couple of runs, but they still couldn't figure it out, and they lost by 16 points. The final score being 101 points to 88. That is pretty significant. Or no, sorry, that was 15 points. But still, it's like the defense is terrible. And if you want to break down, like, okay, well, what was the scoring like? Well, Melissa Smith scored amazing. She had 23 points and 10 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston had 11 points and 12 rebounds. Double doubles across the board here. It was pretty good. Kelsey Mitchell had 14 points. Katie Lou Samuelson had 12 points. So yeah, they were making some great choices. They had Grace Berger actually on the floor, which was fantastic. Finally got them some minutes. And she had 6 points. She was doing some stuff on the floor. I think she had a steal. Like, they need to play Grace Berger a lot more. Caitlin Clark, everyone's probably going to be like, well, she had 20 points and 9 rebounds. She had a double double. But if you look more closely at that, she was 6 of 17 from shooting, and she was 3 of 8 from the three, and she had 7 turnovers. And to me, that is just incredibly inefficient. That is bad basketball. But they want her to be the star player. They want her to take all these shots, but she takes really bad shots. She makes really bad decisions, and she turns over the ball. So it's like, yeah, she can get her shot off, but at what cost, right? I know the last game she played in, she actually did play some good defense, but not in this game. No, it was not very good. And the whole team just didn't play well on defense. And in contrast to the Seattle Storm, you had Neko Wumake with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Ezzy Magmavor with 15 points, 8 rebounds. She did have 5 personal fouls, but she had 3 steals. I mean, oh my God, and 4 blocks. She had 4 freaking blocks. But the only thing was, like, she got a lot of foul trouble. But I would say the fouls on both sides were really bad. Seattle had a lot of fouls. I think they had like 22 fouls or something, and Fever had 15, something like that. But a lot of them weren't really nothing, and the roughing in the W is very, very questionable. But anyway, back to the game. Jewel Lloyd had 22 rebounds and 6 assists. Skylar Divigan-Smith had 18 points and 9 assists, almost a double-double. She had 2 blocks. Skylar Divigan-Smith is not tall. She had 2 blocks. That's crazy. Jordan Horston had 12 points. Amazing. Mercedes had 7. Yeah, like, everyone was pretty much eating. Even Nika Mule got on the floor. She didn't score any points. She got into a little bit of foul trouble, but it was good for her to get on the floor. And like I said, the last 3+ minutes was the entire bench playing against the Fever, and they still couldn't figure it out. Very disappointing game, because like the Fever continue to lose when they do have the ability to win, but they did lose Timmy Fagbinley because she has an injury, and Erica Wheeler was out for personal reasons. I don't know what that means. Everyone played for Seattle, by the way. Everyone got some minutes. But yeah, can Indiana figure this out? Maybe once they get some rest and actually get some time to practice. But at the same time, I mean, I just think there's too much hype on this team. They're too young. They don't have enough vets, and they're just not able to close out games. And they're going to continue to lose. They could get better. It's very possible by the end of the season. I'm hoping that they win more than 13 games because that's what they won last year. But I'm just not really impressed, especially by the inefficiencies of Clark. I think she has the ball way too much, and she makes a lot of bad decisions. Um, on the other side, the other game, this is like the battle of the Rooks day. You had Los Angeles Sparks versus Chicago Sky. So Cameron Brink, Rickea Jackson versus Angel Reese. The ending, the final was 73-83. Chicago was in control the entire game. Towards the end, Sparks did go on a little bit of run, but they weren't able to pull it out. Cameron Brink did not bring her A game really. She played okay, but she only had 7 points, 6 rebounds, no, 1 block. Rickea Jackson had 10 points, 5 rebounds. De'Erica Hamby did what she always does. She had 24 points, 13 rebounds for a double double. Kia Nurse had 17 points, and the rest of the team were in single digits. Lasia Clarendon was out of this game for concussion protocol, so they weren't able to be helpful there, and Azrae Stevens was out for further injury. But on the other side, for the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese didn't play her best game this game either against the Sparks, but she did have 6 points and 6 rebounds. She was flirting with fouling out. She had 5 personal fouls, but Teresa Witherspoon kept her in the game, which a lot of trust there. Elizabeth Williams had a double-double, 17 points, 11 rebounds. She had 4 blocks. Marina Mabry had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Dana Evans had 15 points. Kennedy Carter had 15 points. Really nice contributions for everybody. And Camila Cardoso was the only one who didn't play because she's still injured. But yeah, that game was a little bit more interesting to watch, a little bit more dynamic. It wasn't a big blowout, and there were a lot of mistakes on both sides. But but Sparks did go on a little bit of a run at the end there, made it a little bit more competitive. But I think Angel Reese is, even though she didn't play well this game, she has shown over time that she is the more consistent rookie of all of them, and it shows with the team wins. Like Chicago Sky has a lot of team wins, so I think they're like 3-2 or something like that. So yeah, this is a lot of games in a short amount of time, and a lot of these players need a break and they need rest, and maybe things will be different as more teams have time to practice, and yeah, things will go a little differently. But overall, in terms of the rookies, I would say like Caitlin Clark is above average. I'm not that impressed with her. She is doing not as well as we expected, but she's doing fine. She's not doing bad, but the hype around her is not warranted at this point. Angel Reese, the hype has been warranted. She is consistent. She's good at getting to the free throw line. She's good at getting fouls called on her. She's good at rebounding and getting offensive rebounds. She's good at about, like, if she gets fouled, she doesn't get upset about it, as opposed to Clark, who gets really flustered, and it's pretty annoying. It's very much like you're young and you don't know how to control your emotions, but like Angel Reese has like a veteran kind of mentality, and she doesn't take things to heart. She's like, we're just playing on the floor. It's not that serious. And Cameron Brink is amazing, but she's not consistent, and she has foul trouble, which is very infuriating. It's like, girl, stop fucking fouling. But she did better this game. She didn't foul as much, but wasn't as a threat offensively. And then Rickea Jackson keeps doing Rickea Jackson things. She's pretty much ignored, but she consistently puts some points in terms of her efficiency. She's amazing. But yeah, that was the game. I thought it was good. Could have been better. But as you can see, certain teams are thriving more than others, and I hope that there's more spotlights on the teams that are actually winning. But yeah, this was an interesting rookies versus rookies kind of thing, and I think Seattle showed people that they are one of the new super teams, and that the Chicago Sky is going to do some business this season. I am really looking forward to that. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. I don't have my comment section open. That opens me up to 10-year-olds and adults who act like 10-year-olds online, and I don't have time for being bullied. I don't care what people think about me. I do this because I love to talk about women's basketball. So if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't, kick rocks. I don't care.